You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live, This Week. Featuring news and commentary on This Week in Black Hollywood. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live This Week, Dario Kristen.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're listening to Whitney Houston right now. As you know, it is her birthday weekend. Happy 50th, Whitney Houston.
Happy
We miss
birthday,
you.
Whitney.
We miss you very much. I'm your host, Dario Kristen. You're watching Black Hollywood Live. In the studio today, we have Courtney Stewart.
Hey, everybody.
And DJ Jesse J.
What up?
On today's show, we're going to cover a variety of different topics, including Raymond versus Raymond. Usher and his wife, Tameka, are in a bitter custody battle over their children. Mm-hmm. Also, we have Oprah Winfrey and her comments about Paula, Deen. Mm-hmm. And actor Terrence Howard has been allegedly accused of beating his wife. So
He's a man.
We got a lot to talk about. But first, we're going to read the results from last week's Buzzer Meter question, which was, should Little Mama join TLC? You guys voted. We have the results. 28% of you said yes, 63% of you said no, and 9% were undecided.
What?
I actually
What?
I actually said yes.
said no?
I said yeah.
Okay, here's the thing, though.
I'm surprised by that.
At first, I really wanted...
You were on team join.
I was. And then I had a conversation with somebody this weekend.
Here we go.
And I kind of think it's actually a little bit disrespectful.
Why is it disrespectful?
Because it's just like... I don't know. If it was like Destiny Child, who, you know what I mean, like the members were fired and, you know, replaced. It's just like Left Eye passed. I don't know. I just think it's disrespectful.
I think it would be disrespectful if she was alive and just didn't want to do it anymore.
That would be disrespectful.
That would be disrespectful.
Yeah.
I just think they need to do a hologram.
See, I
know what?
felt
Keep seeing
a
a
hologram
hologram.
actually is not necessarily disrespectful, but I feel like at this point, people, you know, they were obviously the #1 selling group. People have been fiending for them. We got TLC, you know, T-Boz with a reality show. We got Chili with a
Okay, but
reality
you're gonna
show.
have
People want the music.
But you're gonna have T-Boz, Chili, and Lil Mama
Mama.
doing waterfalls.
The new L.
Yeah, but I
yes.
mean, if she can embrace and really, you know, be Left Eye or someone
weird.
like Left Eye, I think it could work.
I think if she's embracing Lil Mama and she's the L that TLC needs,
Yeah.
then, and we want to hear their stuff, like, I mean, freaking Temptations still toured when so-and-so died and they had to add somebody new to the group to sing baritone. Like, it's not like they're saying, this is Left Eye, this is Lil Mama. She's our third voice. She's a rapper. She can bring that energy to the group and we're going to tour.
It's no weirder than rap songs nowadays having, you know, deceased artists still appear on their records. We got, you know, Aaliyah on what? A new Drake
That's
track?
a totally
track.
different type of
It's
comparison.
a little
Yeah,
bit different.
I mean, but I'm just saying, it's no different really. If you were a fan and don't want to, and you have that sound of music that you listen to, she's not necessarily current with what today's sound sounds
I wouldn't
like.
be mad at it, but I understand the other.
But it's so many said no.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Whatever.
It's your baby. It's like someone coming out and being
Well,
like,
I want my baby back, so I would be quite happy if they go on freaking tour so I can hear some more TLC going on.
I feel you.
Because I don't want to see just the two of them up there.
All right.
Sorry.
I sure don't either.
I don't want to see the two of them.
They're going to be up there in wheelchairs like,
No.
Yeah, don't want to
That's
see
not
that.
hot. That's not hot.
That's a different waterfall right there.
That's fine.
That's a different waterfall.
Whatever.
All right. Well, thank you guys for voting, and you know, it was interesting to hear what you had to say about Little Mama joining TLC. But our buzz meter question for today is: Should Chris Brown quit music? Because we're going to be talking about that on our hot topics today. He's gone to the media and said that he's quitting music, which we'll talk about a little bit more. But we want to know what you guys think about that. Should he or should he not? You guys vote. We'll read the results on next week's show.
real interesting to see what the fans
We'll
are
see
saying
how
about
that goes.
Yeah, you know, I think maybe it's a publicity stunt, but we'll see. We'll see.
Perhaps.
All right, so trending topics. What we got, Jesse?
Well, that's our trending topic, actually.
Right
But
on
before we
top.
get
Right
to
on
that, we actually have a sad announcement. Chris Brown was rushed to the emergency room about 2 hours ago today, Friday, August 9th. TMZ reports that he was picked up out of the Record Plant Studios in Hollywood at 1:09 a.m., suffering a seizure. He was supposed to be brought to the hospital, but this is what they're saying, a gossip site is saying he refused treatment and also turned down efforts to transport the singer to the hospital. So the ambulance came, but they did not transport him to the hospital, but apparently he went to the hospital because of a seizure. His team hasn't commented on anything yet, so I mean, this literally just happened. So hopefully everything's good with Chris Brown. I mean, like we said, we're about to talk about, he's going through some stuff.
Going through it.
But yeah, this is first we got Lil Wayne.
Looking very healthy.
He has not been looking very healthy, and the alleged drug use could be the case. I don't know.
Well, you know what? Maybe he needs to quit, take a little break, come back to it. You know,
Rest.
give himself a little time to rest and heal.
Management.
Well, I hope so. I mean, so he recently went to visit his mom, and while he was there, he just felt like things were different, and he tweeted some weird things like, "This home seems vacant." Now, people don't know if he was talking about, when you go back to visit your mom's house, it feels a little weird. I don't know if he was saying it literally or something metaphorically about himself, maybe. Because then he started tweeting, "Don't worry, mainstream America. After this X album, it'll probably be my last. Don't worry, America." So then he says, "Being famous is amazing when it's for your music and talent. I'm tired of being famous for a mistake I made when I was 18. I'm cool and I'm over it."
Once again, sounds like he needs some rest, but you also have to.
You need a nap.
You need a nap. You need a timeout. You need a timeout, Chris. No, but in all reality, I mean, unfortunately, he's feeling what his thing was that he did. It was the consequence of his behavior. I mean, unfortunately, that's the replication.
Well, yeah, but it comes also down to the point of, we were kind of talking about this before. I don't think about Rihanna and Chris Brown, the abuse anymore. That doesn't go through my head. As a fan of Chris Brown, fan of Rihanna, I'm over that. The problem is the things that have been coming up since then. Now, I'm sure those things in between that incident and now stem from that incident.
Yeah.
But the fact that you haven't gotten help, the fact that you went on all this media campaign and apologized and said, I really want to heal myself and help myself, but then you're fighting with the valet attendant. Right. You're throwing chairs out windows. Every week. I mean, Courtney's sick and tired of it.
I'm tired of talking about Chris Brown.
It's never something positive or good. I mean, you making Kanye West look like just an upright citizen.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad because he literally was just on Matt Lauer. What was that, in March I want to say it was? And we were like, hope springs eternal. He was looking kind of healthy and he was looking humbled a little bit, but then the car accident, and then you're trying to be on his team. Like, I'm not rooting against Chris Brown. I'm trying to be on your team. Like, that sounds a little sketchy to me too, but then now you've actually been arrested for it and booked for it. So something wasn't quite right.
You just see the weight loss.
Yes, and I mean, people are gunning for you because of your past, which you also have to be aware of, and you have to behave accordingly. And if that means you got to go to the club in your house, then you need to go to the club in your house and stop beating up Drake in the club or whatever is going on. So I'm over it.
And it's just kind of the music that Chris Brown's been putting out. I love it, but it's just take a step back. I feel like he's trying to channel Michael, but it's like, okay, if you want to channel Michael's music, channel Michael's energy. Be positive, productive.
Well, not all of Michael's energy.
Well,
Stop it. He was not guilty.
Right.
Not all. Just saying.
But at the end of the day, all I'm saying is Michael gave out an energy when he performed that gave almost hope. Chris Brown does not give that at all. He gives a damn good performance, but it's not.
He's an angry black man.
Yeah, it's just you get a lot of anger.
Angry.
It's like, I can crumb back into. Yeah,
Right.
Calm down. And I hope he does. I hope he does take. I don't want this to be his last
You're
album.
too young to retire. Bro.
Yeah, I want him to take a break. Honestly, take a break for a while, sit back, go to a beach for a damn year, travel the world, and experience going to the movie theaters, being a normal person.
Meditate.
And then come back.
Hey man, go
Meditate,
sit with the
Chris.
Dalai Lama and talk.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So I hope everything goes well with Chris Brown.
Well, I don't think this is going to be the last we hear of him. That's all I got to
hopefully
say.
we'll have an update very soon.
Because he and Rihanna will be back together next week, so I don't know why y'all
Exactly.
playing.
Well, it'd be real interesting if he
going to Barbados.
Well, I mean, he refused. They saying he refused treatment, but if he really is in the hospital, it'd be interesting to see Rihanna go up into the hospital.
She ain't going up there. She getting her groove on.
She really is.
It's carnival.
She is doing too much of that. All right, but anyways, talking about some shade throwing. Robin Thicke is in the news because apparently I just found out he was throwing shade again.
Really?
So this past weekend, Robin's been doing like a little campaign for his new album.
Yeah, Blurred Lines.
And then right as Billboard was about to announce that he had the top song of the summer, in an article he came out and took a really deep dig at Daft Punk, Pharrell, and Bruno Mars. No?
Go on.
And I'm
It
gonna
was
tell
kind
you.
of a dig.
I'm gonna tell
It
you
was
why
kind
it's
of
a
a
dig. Robin Thicke came out and said in his unofficial campaign for the honor of Blurred Lines, said, you know, it has a nice tempo. It has a sense of humor, and it feels like live music instead of that synth and digital sound which, you know, Daft Punk has with Get Lucky and Bruno Mars' Treasure has. Now, here's why I feel it's a dig, and we're going to get into the second dig in just a second, but you didn't have to name anybody.
That's what I was going to say.
One.
Yeah.
Two, we all damn know the 3 songs of the summer. As a DJ, I know I can play back-to-back Blurred Lines right into Get Lucky because it damn well almost is the same.
And let's keep
And
it real.
Treasure is
Pharrell
right
is on 2 of the 3. So, you know,
Boo.
I'm just saying.
So, I mean, I don't think it was a dig at Pharrell, actually. I think it was more along the fact of Pharrell, Pharrell gave me a better track.
Yeah.
In that sense. Well, I guess Daft Punk produced their own shit, but I kind of did take it as like a little catty.
I'm gonna say I take a little. I know
dig.
Courtney's got something to say against us too, but I think it was a little bit of a tag towards Daft Punk and Bruno, just because he didn't have, like you said, he didn't have to mention the names, and we all know like
He could have said unlike any
other
artist
song or any
right
other
now.
song that's out there right now. You don't have
Because
to
I
get
agree
right.
with that.
I agree with it too.
You didn't have to come from.
Go ahead, Courtney.
I mean, I just think he was talking about the fact that these are the 3 hot songs right now, and mine is different because of this. And there's nothing wrong with saying that Get Lucky is hot right now, Bruno Mars' song is hot right now, but mine's a little bit hotter because of this reason. I don't think he was like going for them or anything, because I think he's jamming all of them just like everybody else is.
I'm sure he is.
So I don't
I'm
really
sure
think
he
it
is,
was a
but if you're
dig.
jamming to your own like that, then you don't even need to reference anybody else. You don't need to talk about anybody else.
If you're, that's what you're talking about, though. Like, because the whole point of that conversation was talking about his song being the song of the summer, and the competition for the song of the summer are these other 2 songs. So that's why it was mentioned. It wasn't like they're talking about the general state of music today, like, and he brought up these 2 people. They were specifically talking about these 3 songs being up for grabs for song of the summer.
I'm gonna kindly disagree with you, Courtney,
He's
but
a
it's okay.
sweetie pie.
So anyway,
You know, I get it. You like
Well,
Robin Thicke,
all right,
you know,
Courtney.
I get it. I get it.
So then I was informed that apparently Robin Thicke made a special appearance on the Colbert Report. You know what? Our angry white man in the booth is not here today. We have a replacement.
We have a substitute
We have
angry-
a substitute
angry
angry
white
white
man. We
man.
have the white boy with
I'm going to
swag.
throw this to Steven. Steven, why don't you give us the other topic in which Robin Thicke kind of threw a jab at Daft Punk?
So we had Colbert Report, of course, is known for having great guests and known for having great musical guests. And, of course, Daft Punk was scheduled to be a musical guest for Colbert Report. It fell through because they had a contractual obligation to make a surprise appearance at the VMAs this year. And Colbert, to get back at them, made a parody video of Get Lucky and had a surprise appearance by Robin Thicke on the Colbert Report as the stand-in for Daft Punk, and makes comments as they are, oh, what a lucky change of events.
And what did he say when he called Robin Thicke to come out of the audience?
Oh, he's like, oh, you're that guy who dances with the naked ladies. Oh, I sing the song too. Oh, I didn't even notice that.
I love
So
Stephen Colbert.
interesting that other people are kind of picking up on the cattiness, and
It was
instead
not
you couldn't get Daft Punk, so
cattiness.
you can say, oh, you know what, screw Daft Punk. You all want a surprise. He ruined their damn surprise performance at the VMAs.
So what you got to say about that, Courtney? Huh?
What I have to say about that is, once again, these are the top songs of the summer, so he couldn't get Daft Punk because MTV wouldn't let him, so he got the second greatest thing too. So they're all in the league together. Nobody was like a step up or a step down. We're all in the league together. We're up for the same battle.
But Robin Thicke's better. Anyways,
In my book, he is.
moving on.
Real good.
Raven-Symone. We haven't really heard about her in a while, but she.
Oh, that wig is extra.
Yeah, it is.
Get it, girl.
All right.
All right.
So Raven-Symone came out and started tweeting some very interesting statements. Yeah. So she actually might have gotten some people very excited because she went on Twitter and said, "I'm very happy that gay marriage is opening up around the country and is being accepted. I was excited to hear today that more states legalize gay marriage. However, I am not currently getting married, but it is great to know I can now, should I wish to."
Does that mean she's gay?
Does that mean she's gay? I don't know. Is she just, because, what was it, Brad and Angelina, a bunch of celebrities came out and said, we're not getting married until, a lot of people did that.
Yeah,
Until
we've
gay
been
marriage is
hearing
legal.
that Raven's been gay for a little bit.
a while.
So
It's
Rumors
great
been
to
around.
know I can now, should I wish to. I could see it.
I mean, she's never really been linked.
Maybe she has been leaked
Leaked. Lots of ways, but anyway.
in different ways.
Never
That's a
been-
different subject, Michelle.
She's never really been linked to like a romantic counterpart of the male species.
Ever.
But she's also never really been linked to anyone romantically, really,
Yeah.
because she keeps that very private. And in the interviews that she has done where she's been asked about it, I think she did an interview with Wendy Williams actually and asked about it. She's like, I keep it private. That's private. So it's possible, but I believe she's gay.
This is so sad.
Your voice,
Wow.
your whole tone changed when you said that too.
I think it's kind of great.
I
Like,
love it.
Hey, go
It's
for it.
Olivia.
Whatever she's happy with.
I'm just kind of like, what is she doing? And I wonder if maybe that had gotten out there and it kind of tainted her in Hollywood, because sometimes some
Really?
people don't be working with the gays.
But I mean,
Well,
You know,
and she
Disney
had-
star.
she-
Name another Disney star that turned out to be gay.
Lance Bass, wasn't he on the Disney Mickey Mouse Club?
He was
not.
Oh,
No,
he
he
was
wasn't.
in-
he was in
It
Insane.
He was in
And
Insane, but he
JC hasn't
wasn't.
come out.
Yeah,
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, did you just reveal
but you
that?
know how many years I was waiting for Justin Timberlake too at that time. But
No, you knew Justin wasn't when he did Justified. You were like,
right, no.
we know you. Just kidding.
You just got a
Totally
high.
kidding.
You just got a high voice. That's it.
So either or, Raven-Symone, gay, not gay, we still love you.
Well, they said she had been rumored to be dating the America's Next Top Model contestant.
Yes,
As Marie,
As
Marie.
Marie, yes,
Marie.
As Marie.
I don't think that's true.
All right, well, that was in the
'Cause
press.
why not?
I know her and I'd never seen that.
Maybe
Would
it
you
was on
see
the
it?
GL.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have.
Maybe Raven was like, "Ish
First of
can't
all,
get
we
out
all
there."
know the gay community, and TB spilt the instant anyone smells it. Like, come on, that's instant coffee right there. Raven-Symone was sleeping with Asbury.
Well, she's very mysterious, regardless. 'Cause
She is.
Nobody knows.
There you go. But what we do know is that Michelle Obama is still kicking it hard with her new campaign for a healthier America.
Yay.
And she's actually, this is kind of weird to
I
me.
hate that picture, Jesse.
I get the idea of it. She's a kind of a hard person to find different pictures for. I will say that. It's like the same
I'm
damn
mad at that picture.
7.
Sorry.
And we've
You
done
said you're
this
mad at the
one.
picture. Why?
Yes, because she looks like she's going like, I'm gonna like eat somebody.
Listen, Michelle Obama can do no wrong in whatever picture she wants.
I want her to look
She looks good in
fabulous. I
everything,
don't
as far
like
as I'm
that
concerned.
Anyway.
But anyway, all right. So
go to blackhollywoodlive.com to
digress.
see
Keep it
Michelle
moving.
Obama's picture.
we got excited about Michelle. All right.
So she's joining with Hip Hop Public Health to release an album called Songs for a Healthier America. It will be released September 30th.
Yay.
Okay. I love the concept of it. I kind of wish you maybe heard of Kanye West doing it and being, hey, Kanye, why don't we do something? Because some of the artists... All right, let me just get into it. So the first single is called Everybody, and it features Michelle Obama.
Hey, is she rapping?
Yep.
Hey.
Joined by songstress Jordan Sparks, MC Dougie Fresh, and medical expert Dr. Oz.
This is gonna be awesome. What are you talking about?
It sounds like a hit record. What are you talking about, Jesse?
It's gonna be amazing. Dr.
You don't like
Oz
it?
is rapping with Michelle Obama.
I want to hear
wanna
that.
buy it just
I
to
want to
hear
buy it
it.
just because of that.
The video shows children of all ages. They're dancing in between workouts, so they're gonna show you like jumping jacks. I just picture Barney. Like, honestly, the whole
It's like
thing.
Barney with Michelle
Dr.
Obama.
Oz! Like, I can't.
See, I don't think he'll be that corny. I think he'll actually flip something on us. Like,
I
we'll
think
be
we're gonna
like,
be shocked.
I think we're gonna be shocked.
Dr. Oz?
We're gonna be like, Dr. Oz needs a contract.
So the chorus goes, everybody tell somebody it's your body. Come on.
It's my
All
body.
right, it's your body.
All right.
And then Dougie Fresh and Dr. Oz will trade short verses about exercise and cardiac health.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
So basically, the people who are behind the project said that they want to seek and harness the power that music has over young people, you know, and they want to help them make better choices. I get that, and I love it. I think it's like, what is that? The Veggie Tales. It's these vegetables that tell stories. It's great. I love it. So they say the best way to...
You're so judging it without even...
You are. I can see it all over your face.
Okay, here's why I'm judging it. Because I don't mind Michelle Obama. I don't mind Dr. Oz. Even Jordan Sparks. Now, here's my thing. They said the best way to build a bridge with artists that they see on kids see on television and listen to, they're reaching young children, and then they make this comment. When someone like Dougie Fresh shows our youngsters that health can be fun and cool, we're winning the battle. I just don't know if our young generation knows. I think that's dope.
I mean, I feel you.
I think
feel you
it's
on that.
dope. It's maybe they're
So that's
trying
a
to teach them hip hop.
demographical gap.
Yeah, they could
that
have.
need to
Maybe they
address.
should have had Dougie Fresh and, you know.
Like Snoop Dogg. I
Snoop
could see
Dogg or-
Snoop Dogg doing it. Although he would have to do arm exercises because it would be like the
Like,
weed
how to
smoking.
build up. Oh, snap.
How to stay thin. So other songs on the album include Veggie Love, Hip Hop Lean, Get Up, Sit Up.
Get up,
Sit Up.
You know that's how it's
I
gonna go.
can
You know that's how it's gonna go.
Hip Hop Lean. I can just imagine
Hip-hop
what that would
lean.
be like.
Lean back. Lean back.
Come on, everyone. Arch that back.
That's right, right.
Arch it.
Okay, yeah. All right. We might have to work on the titles, but I'm still optimistic.
I think the titles are great.
I'm still optimistic.
I'm waiting for a
assuming
TV
it's like
show.
elementary kids, right? Like this is not
Oh,
like teenagers.
I
Like
don't know. I'm
this has to
scared.
be elementary kids.
I feel like they're going to push it.
It's gonna be elementary kids, and then they're gonna have to remix it for the teenager.
Yeah.
I'm optimistic.
Rihanna's on the track. No. All right. I don't know. September 30th.
Two
Check it
chains.
out.
2 Chainz.
2 Chainz.
We need 2 Chainz on it.
Exciting adventure.
That's all.
All right. Thank you, Jesse, for the trending topics. Gabs.
Yeah, sip of
A
water.
lot of good information.
I'm really
Oh,
excited.
after burning calories.
All right.
All right. So, but you got something for AfterBuzz, or you have a?
Yeah, and also while you guys are out purchasing what does it called? Songs for a Healthier America, you guys can also make sure you guys check out AfterBuzzTV.com. I can't.
You guys are excited about the
I'm
song
just
titles.
thinking of like, I just can't stop picturing Michelle Obama and Dr. Oz sitting next to each other doing jumping jacks and rapping.
I can't wait.
I gotta see it.
So
do a
I'm moving on.
push-up?
All right, we're gonna move on.
AfterBuzzTV.com. Check it out.
Gossip and rumors. Courtney, what you got for us this week?
Not anything as amazing as that was.
That was a pretty
but-
good one.
All right,
I
so
can't. September 30th, we're premiering a
we're
video.
going to play it here. We're going to work out to
Exclusive.
it. It's going to be great. Okay, so gossip and rumors this week. So we have quite a few things going on. Some rather unfortunate things going on this week, actually. So first up, we have Raymond versus Raymond. Tameka and Usher back in court. Actually, they're in court today. They're in court today for an emergency custody hearing regarding their sons. On Monday this week, Usher and Tameka's son, Usher Raymond V, almost drowned in the pool at Usher's house. Basically what happened, the kid went down underwater to retrieve a toy and got caught in the drain. Yeah. And his aunt was watching him at the time, and she attempted to pull him out and unsuccessfully. Luckily, there were some people there doing electrical work on the house, and 2 men got in the pool and were able to pull him out. They were able to give him CPR, and he was awake and functioning when the ambulance arrived, and they took him to the hospital, and he's doing well now. Of course, the date of this happening, Miss Tameka, who currently does not have custody of these children, she has visitation rights, but she does not have custody. Usher has full custody of the 2 boys, filed an emergency custody hearing. Basically, her argument is that she does not, primarily that Usher is not around very much, and that she does not approve of the people that he has to watch them, and for that reason, the children should be put back into her care. Well, about 30 minutes ago, Judge John J. Goger said, Tameka, sorry, boo.
Bye, Felicia.
Sorry, boo. He
Bye,
basically
Tameka.
he heard testimony from a variety of witnesses, including the aunt that seems to be sort of the thorn, I guess, in Tameka's side in terms of being a caretaker. She doesn't feel that she's qualified to be a nanny as much as people that Tameka would prefer. And the nanny, the aunt was interviewed, and she's been trained in CPR through a nurse her mother was a nurse, and she was trained that way. And so she's had some child care experience, obviously, over the years. And so the judge seemed to believe that he was impressed by her qualifications and that she was perfectly suitable to be watching the children at the time. But even though he ended up dismissing the case for Tameka, he did warn Usher and told him, quote, "You would be well advised to keep your former spouse informed about your whereabouts and who is taking care of the kids."
Yeah.
So,
and I also saw that TMZ reported today that Usher had mentioned in documents that Tameka was a bad mother.
yeah. Well,
So-
there's lots of arguments around. The one that I am interested in is the fact that they don't have joint custody, and that it's one thing to have joint custody and then to have one parent have primary physical custody.
Yeah.
But to only have visitation seems a little bit strange. Lots of people are like, well, Usher's in Atlanta, he paid off the judges, and da-da-da. I mean, it's possible, but...
You got Phaedra Parks. And
I mean, here's my thing, though. I mean, I guess I have a little bit of sympathy for Tameka.
Of course.
Just because of her loss of her other son last year. And the irony that this was something that was somewhat similar, you know,
Yes.
involving water and a pool. And I mean, the other one was a river.
They were in a lake
or
and
river,
he
but
was hit by
this
a
was
jet
still
ski.
water. I mean, she's probably freaking out, you know?
Of course.
And if Usher's not there, I mean, you know,
You're like, why isn't the kid
why
with
it
mom?
might as well be
can't
under
she
my
with
care.
mom?
If
Yeah.
I'm there and available, the kid should be in my care. So
That's why it's very interesting, because
Yeah.
generally that is the feeling of a judge.
Yeah.
If you're not there, they would be
Where
with
does
mom.
she live?
She lives in Atlanta.
she's in Atlanta as
They're
well.
They're both there.
Yeah.
So that's why. I mean, it's like I said, it's possible he paid off judges, and who knows? He has the money to do it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. To make a girl, you might just want to be nice.
Ooh, can't wait to
So
watch
you
that
can
E True
keep
Hollywood story.
hearing.
You know that's right.
Yes, just keep nice, so he'll keep informing you, and hopefully all will be all right. But thank God, Usher's the.
Do you think any of this is going to come out on the her TV show?
Oh.
The reality show? I mean, what else do we
know.
care about her for?
Absolutely nothing. But I mean.
I
who
mean, I
knows?
would think that it would, but he might have some type of signed agreement that she
connection.
cannot talk
Confidentiality
about
agreements,
anything
yeah.
on television.
Especially because they have very
That's
young
what I think
children,
that probably would be the case.
Which would probably be why the only reason why she was able to get the show, like, because
Yeah.
I don't think he would have signed off on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
She probably can reference him with certain
Maybe,
things,
yeah.
but not specific cases. That's what I would guess. But
interesting.
Much tea.
Well, blessings out to you all, and hope you feel better, little Usher.
and thank God that he's okay.
Yes, aka
at the end of the day.
Cinco. All right, next up in news and in court, again, Terrence. Oh, Terrence Howard, you sexy, crazy man, you. So apparently,
Wow, that was a description.
Terrence has been back. He's basically back in court this week again because he went on a vacay down in Costa Rica, apparently joined by his ex-wife in a moment of reconciliation and hotness that went very awry. And it is alleged that his ex-wife is alleging that he beat her to death, basically, nearly beat her to death. And her name's Michelle Gent, and so she is in court this week requesting a restraining order. And she has been granted the restraining order until a hearing later this month. Terrence continues to confirm and affirm over and over again that he did not hit her, even though she arrived in court with a black eye. He did not hit her, and that what really happened is that she is crazy, and she maced him and some other family members, and we still don't know who hit her, but she also threatened to kill the family and him. So she's the crazy one.
Yeah, and then she was saying also that the reason that he attacked her is because the sexual advances that he was making, he thought that there was going to be more popping off on this vacation than what really was going to be popping off, and then he attacked her and said he was going to kill her. I mean, that's I believe Terrence though. I believe Terrence. I believe that she's a little cray. I believe that she is. It's something in every picture I see of her. Is something in her eyes. She got a little. It's something in
But
the
you
eyeballs.
kind of got to be crazy yourself to get involved with that.
Exactly.
No, and I
that
agree.
I think there's a
I
little.
agree.
I think
I
there was a
agree.
little bit of,
A little bit of both.
you know.
I think
But-
there was like, oh, it's a free trip to Costa Rica. I ain't giving it up. And then he was like, you about to give it up. She
Right.
was like, oh, no, I'm not. And then she maced him.
But my thing is too, that, you know,
Get off of
he's got. I guess he's got to
He
learn
was
his
just
lesson.
swinging like, what the hell you
just
did? And then he
swinging.
hit her. And then the family came in and it was just bad. Oh.
See, I could see her. I don't know why.
That's
I just
gonna
see
be a
her,
real
even with the black
We should
eyes.
not be
I see
making
her
fun
like
of it.
taking a table and like slamming her face on the table to show that she had black
Oh,
eyes or something. Like I just
dare
no. I feel like
y'all.
that's what she looks like to me. She looks kind of crazy to me.
Girlfriend,
Oh, yeah.
if you were
And then no, the thing is too is like
There's some
Terrence,
Mama's Boy with oh my God, what's her name? I can't even. When she cuts herself, I can't think of it.
Oh, I don't know what you're
I don't
talking
From
know.
about.
H2O, Jamie.
oh Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis.
She cuts herself in front of the. Oh my God, that's what that gives me. Right
No, but
there.
I mean, I'm saying,
I
like,
can
and,
kinda- alright, I
and then
can-
and then the thing is, it's not like we haven't heard this from him before. I don't even know why he took her on vacation with him. First of all, because the allegations from the previous
I'm gonna just say one
court
thing. It's a
cases,
whole
yeah.
lot of kitty elsewhere.
Yeah,
You
it's a
don't have
lot.
to keep
She
going
ain't that
back.
good looking.
You know it's
she is not that good
Ain't
looking.
nothing that good.
Ain't nothing that good, as my daddy would say. Ain't nothing that good,
Ain't nothing
son.
that good,
Ain't nothing
girl.
that good.
You never know what he's into.
Oh,
I mean, sure, yeah,
Why
you're
we
right.
got-
Why?
oh.
Damn, why? This show is taking another turn
dirty.
today.
I have no idea what that means.
This is Black Hollywood Live this week after hours.
Anyway, Michelle Gens, hope you feel better. Good luck, both of you. You should probably just stay away from each other. All right, next up, we got some angry parents up in Calabasas because apparently Will and Jada's school called the New Village Leadership Academy has unfortunately closed its doors. Now, it has allegedly closed its doors because of some outraged and hostile parents who found out that even though Will and Jada continued to deny this, but the New Village Leadership Academy was actually a covert Scientology operation.
What?
And what they were really teaching up in there was the study tech curriculum that was devised by the infamous L. Ron Hubbard of Scientology for life.
Wow.
So basically, there's allegedly some lawsuits that are being filed, and the school's been open since 2008 and funded by millions and millions of dollars from Will and Jada. It closed its doors on June 28th. And even though Will and Jada have not commented, the rumor on the street is that the reason that it closed was because of the parental outrage when they discovered that the curriculum was actually very Scientology based. I don't know why that took 4-5 years.
Yeah, I'm
But
like, why did it take so long?
2008 been a minute.
Like,
but
what kind of parents are not doing their homework with kids?
I don't know.
Now,
Apparently, parents.
all right, this is where it's kind of a little bit sticky because I read that the reason they opened the school is because they wanted to teach, what was it called? The
The study tech curriculum?
study tech curriculum. They wanted to teach that, and that's the parents were fine with that. And what happened was, looking further into it, they were going into deeper teachings of Scientology. They were fine with that science tech research, but the deeper teachings is kind of what threw parents into an outrage. So, I mean, I don't know if it was like, all right, kids, we're changing the school uniform and you got to come in a cloak. Like, I don't know
right, right.
what it is.
Right.
But, I mean, I believe.
I mean,
I be reading those conspiracy
no.
theories.
I believe it.
I
Yeah,
ain't
my
saying nothing about
conspiracy theory
Scientology.
brain is going. I believe it.
You
So.
what?
I ain't saying nothing about Scientology.
Sure enough.
Me
'cause
either. I ain't
I
saying
want to
nothing.
drive home safe.
I was
Yeah.
just about to say that. I was like, I don't
Go
want
on and do
my.
you.
You know what?
Car
Shame
brakes.
on them for shutting that
I
school
don't want my car brakes to suddenly stop working on the 405 today.
I'm fine. I'm good.
I'm good. Love
Good luck
Scientology.
to you all.
Love Scientology.
Hope your kids are in a better school this year.
And I really can't wait to hear what Will and Jada are going to say about it.
I don't know.
They're like, wait, no.
They're not gonna. I bet you they don't say
about?
anything. They probably won't.
They
even-
probably won't talk about
They
it.
probably won't talk about it.
Yeah. Unless they're getting sued and then it becomes public record.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Anyway, lastly, on this lovely day where we celebrate the memory of the beautiful and wonderful Whitney Houston, we got Miss Sissy Houston in the news again for the first time in a while, I guess. As some of you may or may not know, there's been quite a bit of a rift between Miss Sissy Houston, the mother of the wonderful Whitney Houston, and her beautiful granddaughter, Bobbi Kristina. The rift has come for a variety of reasons. Bobbi Kristina wanted to marry her brother. Sissy writing a book called Remembering Whitney, and a variety of other things. But Sissy wrote an open letter to Bobbi Kristina, and it's posted online everywhere for all of those out there for you to read.
These damn open letters.
You know,
It's a lot of open letters in the last couple
it's a
weeks.
lot of open letters, and at first it's kind of like, why? But I mean, in the end, the letter just expresses to her daughter that, to her granddaughter, that she loves her. That writing Remembering Whitney was simply her way of trying to share with the world who she felt Whitney really was, and not just what everybody saw with the drugs and the mess that it became. And she also specifically said to Bobbi Kristina that she has never, nor does she ever intend to, speak publicly about her personal life. Because one of the huge issues they've had together is that there's word that Sissy has said things about her marriage or potential marriage and other things that she's doing in her personal life, whether it's drugs or what have you. And Sissy said that's not the case. Come on home, baby.
That's your grandmother.
That's your grandma. So wish them the best. I mean, Bobbi Kristina, girl, she's been through some things. So
she's been through some things, and I think that we all were rooting for her to kind of come through all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, we've been seeing signs of a little bit of craziness from her in the last couple of years. So, I mean, I think we all are rooting for her, and hopefully they can connect that relationship a little bit back together. Because
when does her book come out?
Ooh, I don't have the date for Remembering Whitney. No, I do not.
Because I don't know, it's a Hollywood family. So obviously,
Yes.
in my initial reaction is that's your grandmother.
Right.
Yes.
But at the same time,
Family
we all
can
see
do
the
some
Jacksons
things in
and the
Hollywood.
I mean,
Houstons.
that's true. When
Yeah.
you got that amount of money involved and just being born in the spotlight, it's a whole different beast.
Like, it'll look better for you if you and your own granddaughter are, you know, I don't want to think that, because honestly, reading it, and it was a pretty long open letter.
Yeah, it was very long.
One thing that really stuck out to me was, you know, it tears me apart, the things that they say about you when you have nothing to do with your mother's career.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It seemed heartfelt, but, you know, you gotta
seemed-
I
also
think it's
look at the
heartfelt.
other
I thought it was heartfelt.
And she seems very no nonsense. She
Yeah.
doesn't, I mean,
That's
even though her
Sissy, yeah.
daughter's, you know, she's old school. Like,
Yeah.
she doesn't have
She was
that
like that with
energy.
Whitney.
Yes.
You know? So.
But at the same time now, let's all remember how she felt about Whitney and the alleged lesbian relationship. So I can just imagine what she thinks about Bobbi Kristina and her bro.
But once again, she's old school.
No,
And she's not been that her
Right.
entire existence.
Right. She has stayed
So-
consistent to who she is from what
Yeah,
we've
so
seen. through
it
the
seems
entire
like
process.
Bobbi Kristina, if
You're
nothing
just
else,
mad.
you can trust that she's going to be what she's going to be.
Yeah. And she doesn't want to see her granddaughter do the same thing that her
and
daughter just did.
that's what she
you know?
said
So,
in the letter also. So good luck, guys.
good luck.
Think about your mom in positive ways, and hopefully you come out on the other side
That's right.
feeling great.
Feeling great.
just like Michelle Obama will be September 30th.
Doing no mess of sauce. Let's go. You should get in the video.
Exactly.
You can
Is
sing
that all you got
along.
for us for
That's
Gossip and
all I
Rumors,
got
Courtney?
this week for Gossip and Rumors.
All right. Well, thank you, Courtney. Before we go to the final topics of hot topics this week, we want to remind you guys to go to iTunes, go to all of our Black Hollywood Live shows. We have This Week, Portraits, Stand Up, Sit Down, Fashion 411, BHL Athletes. Go and give us a rating. Let us know what you guys are thinking about us. We definitely pay attention to all of that information. We want to continue to improve on the shows, make them the best shows possible for you so you can continuously enjoy them and we can give you the program that you want. So go to iTunes, look up blackhollywoodlive.com, or excuse me, Black Hollywood Live shows, and give us a rating and comment. Thanks. All right, now on to hot topics.
Paula Deen is a robot.
The best picture ever. They
Oprah
both look
Winfrey.
like robots.
Right. Well, we know that The Butler's coming out in the next couple weeks with Oprah starring in it. Well, she's been doing a lot of press junkets lately, going around to different cities and talking about the movie. And one question that was brought back up to her was Paula Deen
Of
and her
course.
viewpoints about Paula Deen.
Oh, dang.
So as we know, Oprah interviewed Paula Deen on her Oprah's Next Chapter, I think earlier this year.
Yeah, it was a while
Earlier
ago,
this year.
yeah.
And she even spent the night at Paula Deen's house. Like they
On
had
her plantation.
on her plantation.
Hey, you got to sleep in a big house, girl.
That's right. But when,
Fuck what you
Wow.
heard from Chow Dong Yang.
wow.
Right on
Ray
Chong.
Chong.
Wow.
Oprah's in the house, y'all.
Oprah's in the house, y'all. All right. Well, anyway, when she was asked about, Paula Deen and Paula's latest time in the news with her comments about black people, she
comments
said
about black people.
about black people. She said in the very beginning, I tried to reach her and then decided to stay out of it. As I saw it blowing
call,
up, she said, in time, she will be fine. For now, it's all just kind of sad.
No.
That was her first initial comment.
What an Oprah statement.
What an Oprah statement. Which is, but I
is.
feel it though.
I agree.
I appreciate her statement because she said, listen, this is what I translated from that. Listen, it was getting a little bit too,
It will get real messy.
it's getting real heavy. I ain't messing up this Oprah brand. So you do you, Paula, and we'll connect later. That's the Dario interpretation
Yeah.
of what I
Right.
think that statement was.
I heard the first comment and I said, you know what?
That's not
Everyone
Paula.
can't just,
Everybody slips.
criticize her. then I heard that report, and I was like, oh.
And then so and so suing, and then the restaurant suing, and
You on your own.
You on your own.
But does anyone else? I know she's in The Butler, but does anyone else find it really weird Oprah doing press junkets?
It
Like,
is-
I just feel like Oprah should not be
But she has to.
talked to.
She's
She does
selling
not
the
have to.
movie.
She
Well,
is
She
Oprah.
has to because she wants the movie.
She wants the movie to
And
succeed.
she's the biggest name on that movie.
That's true.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's just
You know,
weird.
we talked about Terrence Howard earlier, and remember, like 3 months ago, he had made the statement to TMZ about Oprah's breast in the movie. I can't wait to see Harpo's
'Cause he gonna
like
play with
cleavage in the movie, and I heard he gets
know,
nasty with it.
'cause
So
he's
I just
so
want to,
real
I just want to
nasty.
see it.
I
just
was
wanna
really
see it.
just sitting thinking the other day, it was like, who the hell was it that agreed about Oprah and her sexiness? And now it just
It's
came.
me.
like,
I'm
what is
telling
she
you, I
about? It's
think
so
I think
weird.
that Harpo's sexy. I think
I ain't
Harpo's
mad.
sexy.
I get it.
You know, hey, listen.
It's
All right.
Mother Earth.
So also, you know, we've been talking about the N word a lot. She's Mother Earth. She is Sister Earth.
Mother.
She's Sister Mother Earth. So we've been talking about the N word a lot on our hot topics the last couple weeks. And Oprah was also asked, you know, what her thoughts were if she was ever called the N word. And this is what Oprah had to say about that. Nobody in their right mind is going to call me the N word.
Except
That's all I really need to read,
That was
actually.
hilarious.
But I'm gonna read the rest of it. You know, you see those fools on Twitter say ridiculous things, but nobody in their right mind is gonna do that to my face because true racism is being able to to have power over somebody. Oprah explained. So that does not happen my way.
true that. Hey,
As she
man,
goes and
called him
sleeps on her billions of dollars.
Yup. She said
And I
that
found it also interesting because she recently was interviewed on Entertainment Tonight, and they were talking about her going to Tina Turner's wedding in Zurich, Switzerland.
Yes,
And she was
tried to
saying
buy
a
her
story about
purse.
racism there, and she was saying how she was in a store, and it was her and Gail, and she said that she was looking for a specific purse. And the
$35,000.
salesperson there clearly didn't recognize Harpo because she asked for a very specific person. The salesperson told her, no, I'm not going to give you that purse. It's too expensive for you. And Oprah's like, no. Oprah said that she thought maybe she didn't understand what I was asking. And she asked again, like, no, I want to see this person. The salesperson kept trying to get her to buy a cheaper purse. And she eventually said, you can't afford this purse. Oprah said that she left the store location because she figured that if she bought anything from that store, that the person would still get the sales commission, and she wanted to make sure that they didn't get any money. And she didn't want to make a big deal about it, but racism is real still.
And by the way, that store has come out and commented, even though Oprah did not name the store.
She did not name the
And
store.
the store commented that it was a misunderstanding and that the sales girl was just trying to show her the ostrich options and the suede options.
Ostrich versus suede. Get your life. First of all, Oprah, why are you trying to buy ostrich?
She wasn't.
She
was
wasn't.
showing her the other.
She was
stuff.
showing
That's
the
what
di-
She
yeah.
was just trying to give her the other options.
Yeah.
She wasn't telling her she could not have the one that she wanted.
All right,
Now
so
you tell
well,
me
that
what
was
to do that.
And the girl didn't. I think the issue was she's Italian, but speaks a little bit of English.
A little bit of English,
and
yeah.
so there was also a language issue.
Yes, she did say that. Well, maybe that's the problem of the next story I'm going to talk about, a language issue, because Donald Trump is in the news as well because he's upset with Democrat Representative Charlie Rangel because he said that Charlie is able to use the word cracker, but Paula Deen has been slandered for using the N-word. So
crucified.
crucified was his exact words. Yes, Trump was on Fox and Friends earlier this week, and he was
That was your first problem.
that was your first problem. Let's start there. And he was complaining because Charles Rangel had recently made a comment about the Tea Party conservatives saying that they were white crackers. So Trump is saying, you know, if you're a Republican and you make the same statement, that your life is basically over. He said Paula Deen, as Jesse said, was absolutely crucified. He says she recently admitted to using the N-word years ago, and as a result, critics have banned her, and she's lost most of her retail partnerships from her Food Network show. So, you know what, Donald? I think that Donald likes to say things to provoke things just to stay in the media because
I have to know he's smarter than that.
you have to be smarter than that. And I am a fan of Donald Trump's business sense, but his comments that he makes sometimes are just idiotic. I mean, he's made several, I think, just in the
especially
news.
the whole birther situation in
Yeah.
general was
Well,
a problem.
You know, okay, I get the understanding of, you know, okay, this guy can say cracker versus her saying that. But at the end of the day, it wasn't that she even said the word. It was the context,
content
in
of
which
what
she
she said,
said it.
exactly.
You know, and it was, him calling the tea, oh, they were a bunch of crackers. Like, okay, inappropriate, shouldn't have been said.
Yes.
But at the same time, you are relating to an entire group of people. I don't know. I just think he should have I understand the Paula Deen thing, and part of me does sympathize with her. The more I look back at it and have heard Oprah talk about it, and I look at it and
It's
okay,
unfortunate.
crucified. I do think she was a little bit crucified. I will give her that.
Well, I think that they definitely made her an example, for sure.
But I also think there's a big difference between how he used the word versus how she used it, and being a choice of character.
I mean, I don't think that Charles should have used the word per se. I think it was, inappropriate to use at that time. But to compare it to Paula Deen is still, I'm having a hard time swallowing that one. It's not the same thing to me.
It's not the same thing. Can we stop pretending like it's the same thing?
I mean, I feel like we keep going back and forth about this all the time.
Go online, read an article, look up what cracker means and where it came from and all that good stuff, and you'll get it.
Yeah, it'll
not the same thing. It'll make perfect sense. It's not the same thing. And whatever. I think Trump just wants to be somebody to pay attention to him right now.
Yeah, he wants. When does The Apprentice start?
Is The Apprentice starting soon?
He
September
wants.
or something. He wants.
Is he running for
Fox
something, or
coming
is he going to be a judge on one of the
Cannot
Miss
be
Universe
cute.
pageants?
And if you're confused
something?
about the N-word, just walk out in the street and start calling people it, and you'll
Yeah.
see what the problem is with using the N-word.
Yeah, let's just start there. Do that, Donald.
There you go.
There you
if
go.
we're any confusion at all,
Yes.
that'll work for you.
All right. Another story that made the headlines this week is we always talk about black youth violence and issues in the black community, but we never really see any stories about white youth violence and white problems in the white communities. Well, there was a story this week. Well, no, I have a story for you, Courtney.
What?
So,
Whites fight?
have you? There was a story that took place on Chris Hayes for MSNBC this week. He had the Gawker.com editor. His name is Cord Jefferson, who is a African-American man. They were addressing problems in the white community, and Cord brought up a specific problem of how, when you look at media, how everything is focused on the black problems, but there's nothing that's focused on other races.
I don't know.
So one of the things that was brought up was that there apparently was a big riot last weekend that took place
It
in
was down the street from my house.
Huntington Beach, California. It involved several white kids. It was a U.S. Open of Surfing event. And apparently there were broken windows. There was brawling in the streets. There were 7 kids arrested. It took place downtown Huntington Beach. It was like all chaos. But guess what? I didn't see it in the news, and I live in California.
I did.
It was definitely.
It wasn't a big story.
Local news.
It was
but
maybe
wasn't like
local
a
news,
major
but it wasn't a
story.
major story. But what Cord is trying to say is let that have happened in Atlanta. All right, let it have been an event at the mall where it was an outside event and there was a riot. It would have made headline news with black kids rioting or fighting or breaking glass. It would have been a different dynamic completely, and I completely agree with him. It is, you don't see these type of stories, and you hear about them all the time, because another reference that he used was that if you look at a lot of the college campus stories of crimes that take place, majority of them a lot of times are white kids. He said the St. Patty's Day parade, there's a ton of violence that goes on there. There's fights in the streets. There's drunkenness, throwing up in the streets. He said all these things take place, but if it was an African American event, you would probably see it more publicized. And a little statistic that I pulled up is that 84% of murders, white murders, are actually by white people, not by African Americans.
So y'all scared of the black folks for no reason.
Y'all scared of us for no reason. You're clutching purses for no reason.
More than likely, your husband will shoot you before a black man will.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I agree with that. As far as feeling the whole clutching the purse and all that stuff. However, I don't know if I can really agree with this story, because, I mean, look, we just talked about the shooting of the school. I mean, you can go online and see tons of things. World Star Hip Hop is one of the main places you can go on there and see tons of black on black crimes that aren't being reported and making headline news. I just think it's where you are.
Yeah, but if you take a percentage, if you watch the news and you take a percentage of the crimes that are shown, you're going to see more black crimes than you're going to see featured white crimes.
I mean, even when last night I was watching Who Did I Marry? All of them were white except for the black sniper. That was the only one. And those were all headline. I was like thinking of the names. I'm like, how do I know Joey Buttafuoco? And I don't know. I think it's equal. I think the media and people are hyping it up to be like, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, it is just black people being portrayed in the news like this. I don't know. I just think really look at the facts and really look at what's going on in your newspaper as far as your local newspaper, because I did hear about that and I wasn't around it or anything like that. I don't know. I don't know if I fully agree with that.
Well, this is what Chris Hayes had to say, who is the correspondent host on the show. He said, "You probably haven't heard much about the white riot in Huntington Beach. That's because the story of white criminal culture is not a story that mainstream media will tell you. But once you scratch the surface, these stories are everywhere that you look."
And you know what? Another one to kind of counter that is this whole Trayvon Martin thing with the law, the gun control law. The exact same thing happened a couple years back, except it was reversed. It was a white kid who was killed by a older black male, and the law protected him. And so, you know, when the whole I wish I could remember his name, but as that was it wasn't really publicized. Even when you Google it, you can't. It's hard to find news stories about it. I just think it's that he's taking something and ruffling feathers for no reason.
I disagree with you.
That's
I mean, you know, I disagree. I think it's been a problem for a while. I think that it has been something that has not really been brought to light, and yes, I agree that we are seeing a little bit more stories. You know, yes, the sniper incidents and you know the school shootings are bringing light to those things a little bit more. But I still think that mainstream media still has a heavy focus on black problems versus other problems.
I think it's more an issue, like, it's hard. Like, I don't necessarily know quantity-wise, statistically speaking, like, are you covering black crime more than you're covering white? What I do know is that there are more black men in jails and prisons around the country.
That's true.
So that is, if nothing else, that's an expression of what we deem or how we value the crimes that are being committed.
Right.
So I think that's the bigger point of that story, so to speak. And I think also, like, when we see the frat boys, like, tearing up shit and peeing on the street and fighting at parades, it's, oh, that's frat boys. They're just being frat boys. Yeah. But if it's black men fighting and brought up in the street, it's rioting, it's violence, it's a different. So I think it's how the spin is put on the stories, not necessarily whether or not they're covering stories versus stories. So even with that, like, situation, I mean, I think there was one brown boy, I don't know if he was African American or whatever, that had been arrested for being a part of it, but it made me laugh because I'm like, that's the picture that we saw on the news of the one person that's been arrested.
Yeah.
So it makes it seem like that is what it was, but what about all, I mean, it's the U.S. Open for surfing. Not being racist, I'm down there. I usually go to it. This was the one year I didn't go, and I was glad. I usually go. And
Good thing you would have been right on the front page.
With your fro and all, representing Black Hollywood Live.
You see me running down PCH like these white folks have lost their minds. But like the point is that that's the one face that we get. The rest of it is just a crowd of white kids just knocking over stuff and tearing up stuff. Oh, they're being rowdy. They're not the violent criminals of that event. So I think that's what we need to be worried about in terms of how the media slants it and the fact that they showed that picture but not others.
Yeah, and it just, I guess when I saw the footage, it reminded me of the story. We had a story a couple months ago where the kids were having the graduation party at USC. And it was just like just a normal party, no, you know, just the only thing they had was loud music, but yet there's like 100 police officers, SWAT team, ready to break down this party for these black kids when they weren't even doing nothing wrong. They weren't rioting. They weren't breaking windows. They were just having a party. But that made the headline news, you know? So that's what it made me think about. So that, you know, I get your point, Jesse, but I still feel like there's a little bit more slant to feature and depict.
I just think it's slander as far as how the media has portrayed African Americans. And then, so when you do see, because I didn't see that picture. To me, when I heard about the Huntington Beach thing, the pictures I saw were all white people knocking shit over. I'm just like, this. Oh.
Yeah, it was the
it
fight.
Brings me
it was
to.
It was the group fighting.
It brings me to. I mean, I'm from Boston, so UMass Amherst, and I mean, let a Red Sox game win. Sure. Like, you know, it does. And now I don't go to UMass because I know those crazy. They will do something to you. It's intense. I just think it's what we see in the media, the movies, in music, and that puts something in our mind. So then, when you see a picture of four African Americans standing there in the same position as the picture that we have up now, it some people's mind triggers them to think that's scarier.
Right.
That's the sad part to me. I don't know who you blame for that. I don't know what media source you blame for that. The news or do you blame Hollywood? Because there are things that lead up to people portraying others like that.
I mean, that's true.
It's called prejudice.
It's
because
called
the people that are in power are not the people that they are portraying.
Right.
The people in power don't get portrayed as criminals even when they are criminals.
Right.
Yes.
They get portrayed as people that get to steal people's life savings and go on house arrest.
And then to even go backward.
In their $1 million apartment in Manhattan.
Was it last week when we were talking about the judge? I mean, so I mean, I see both sides of it. I don't know. I see both sides of it, though.
I don't know. It's an ongoing problem, but
Yep.
you mentioned the word prejudiced, and this is our final story today kind of deals with that subject. We all were talking about the BET Awards a couple weeks ago. We were there, did some great interviews. Well, there was a fashion correspondent by the name of B. Scott. We know this person as being called a transgender correspondent who was featured on the red carpet doing a lot of the interviews. And apparently there's been drama right now because B is in an initial lawsuit with BET because for $2.5 million because B mentioned that upon doing the correspondence on the red carpet was asked to come backstage and was pretty much told to change his clothes because of what he was wearing. Initially he was wearing a black tunic.
Those fashion words.
Those fashion words that I just don't know about. A black tunic and pants, and was pulled backstage by BET executives and told to take off his makeup, pull back his hair, and was replaced with a more manly looking outfit in the sense of a blazer, kind of skinny jeans, and some slip-on shoes versus heels, and the original outfit. Now, what B. Scott is saying is that this was definitely a prejudiced moment for him.
Discriminated
against, and that even when he changed the clothes, he was still replaced on the show by Adrienne Balone, who was former Cheetah Girl, and also she was one of the correspondents for the red carpet. So it's a little bit of drama right now for B, and we'll see what happens, but
I don't know.
I feel like B has got a good discrimination case going on.
I don't see that. I don't know. I mean, it's because you go on television and somebody dresses you, somebody changes your hair, somebody puts on different makeup. Like, that's just image on TV, in changing it and morphing it and making it whatever it is that TV station wants at that time is sort of the game. Like, I don't feel like, in terms of discrimination, he would have been discriminated against any differently necessarily. I mean, obviously, we would theoretically say, more than likely, BET was like, you look too much like a girl, even though I think the other outfit was nicer. But
wait, the men's outfit?
The men's outfit.
The women's outfit is basic.
Not because it's a manly outfit, not because it's manly, because the color pops and the shoe pops, and I see your face. But if it's a woman versus man, are you sure the outfit just wasn't working?
Yeah, but see
and
here,
how to prove that?
Go ahead, Jesse.
I see for me, one, the outfit doesn't work. If you're hosting something and you're sitting here
It's
looking
baggy
basic
and-
versus all these people coming up in Versace and all this stuff, look at the right outfit. It just pops way more. One, two, the hair pullback. All right, I can kind
I
of.
would like the loose hair.
I can
Yes.
kind of see that. At the end of the day, I just feel like, look at Black Eyed Peas. I can't even think of what his name is, but I mean, they look actually very similar. One of the guys
True,
from
the
Black Eyed
guys
Peas.
from Black Eyed Peas.
So I just feel this, and I'm going to say this because I don't know if he's doing it. If you're doing it to help the gay community, one, you shouldn't have done it. You should have said, you know what, they want me to
you
change
don't
my
want me to
clothes.
be
I'm not
me."
hosting. I don't want to do this. I'm not doing that. And then you walk away. That's making a statement. And then ask them for an apology. Now, because there's money involved, it's kind of like, well, wait a minute. What's the bigger statement? Because, all right, for me personally, I don't know if I would have, well, you know what? Honestly, to be real, I would have changed the clothes, shut up, and I would have done it. And here's why. Because who's B. Scott? you are being offered. That's a big thing for for a main for a huge network station to ask you, someone who is known as a transgender, to come on and be the host of the red carpet. That is huge.
No, it's huge.
That is something to be thankful for, because you are making a path for the gay community.
Right.
Now, you don't have any power. You're not anybody. You're not Oprah. You can't make a change. So you take this one little step. Okay, you know what? You got some dirt on your shoes. You felt like they did something. You suck it up, and you continue to go. And it is kind of okay, yes, what would you like me to do? Moving forward, because then it allows you to be in a different platform than you were before,
right,
to have a certain type of power where it goes, RuPaul, you think RuPaul's going to change? RuPaul's going to come on that red carpet as RuPaul, no matter what. So I don't know. That's what makes me think that.
Yeah. And I don't want to diminish like it is offensive if that was the spirit of what they came with, which personally I think it probably was the spirit that they came in. Like, you too girly. Let's make this a little. Probably was the case.
Probably.
But at the same time, you're not any less transgendered in the second outfit. Your voice is the most important thing to be there to begin with. And B. Scott, like, there's nothing else that we know other, like, that you are this transgendered person who exists in this blog space that is blowing up. BET can't take that away from you by making you change your clothes.
Right.
So, and I mean, even Oprah commented on being excited a while ago when the Oprah show ended so she could fully go natural and just be her hair, because she accepted that in the space that she was in, she had to be a certain Oprah. Mm-hmm. But as soon as it was done, I'll do what I want to do. And that's just kind of, and if Oprah at that level is making comments about it, B. Scott, and that's not to say that you should hand over your power to whoever and say whatever and not stand for anything, but you hosted the show, and I agree with Jesse. Like, you didn't walk away at that moment when.
I mean, that's a good point. I just thought it was a fine line. I mean, I hosted the BET Pavilion during the BET Awards, and they gave me a specific guideline on what to wear, but it still was. They gave me a structure for it, but it was still up to me to come in with a certain look.
Yeah.
So. I don't know. I just feel it's just.
Does his outfit fit the guideline you were given?
Well, my guideline was a little. I mean,
Why?
we're a different personality. I mean, you know what you're getting with.
But Daryl, if they had said to you, you know what, we don't. This shirt isn't working for us. We need you to be in a brighter color shirt. You're not giving.
We need you in like a pink or a red.
Then I'm gonna change. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna change. But I think that I don't know.
Does B. Scott look like a man's man in the picture to the right?
No, he looks like B.
No,
Scott.
That's still a feminine outfit.
No, but this is the thing. They hired me also because I do have a certain look of what I normally wear.
Yes.
He has a normal look
of
what a certain look of what he normally wears. So you know what you're getting when you hire that person. So then it's a fine line. Or can you? It's like, Courtney, I don't want you to. You rock your fro. I don't want you to wear your fro. I want you to perm out your hair.
You don't think that happens?
I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying like it's a fine line because of who the personality is.
Well, and go into it deeper because you, as an actress, you've told me many stories about.
And there are certain people who are like, no, I'm not going to change my look.
Exactly.
But then don't do it.
Then don't work. That's
and walk
perfectly
away.
fine.
And
I'm not telling anybody to like not be who it is they're going to be. I'm rocking this hair right now because I'm in BHL and ain't nobody giving me crap about how my hair looks right now, because I get to wear it how I want to wear it when I want to wear it. Elsewhere, that's not the case, because this communicates something to people that every person that is buying this product is not gonna want communicated. BET maybe didn't want all that is B. Scott to be communicated to their audience. That is their right as a company to make those guidelines.
Sure, yeah.
Now, if they gave him like specific guidelines that are specifically tailored to gay people, that only gay people are not allowed to do this, this, and that when they host shows, then that's something different. And maybe that's what's happening. Maybe that's why he has a case to sue them. I don't know.
Yeah.
But intelligence or educated guessing makes me think that probably wasn't the case. There was some unfortunate conversation where somebody had to go in and be like, producers is not really kind of on this. Can you soften it a little bit? And I don't, and honestly, like, I think that's the reality of television, that's the reality of film, and that's the reality of the fact that we are putting images into households, and there are certain images that sell and there are certain images that don't. There are certain images that conflict with things and there are certain images that don't. And when we choose to work in this space, we choose to allow our images to be altered to fit whatever it is that person that is buying us at that time needs.
And I mean, he took the paycheck.
He took the
Assuming,
paycheck.
we don't know.
Right,
Well,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, we don't know.
that.
Maybe he hosted and didn't take the paycheck.
That's true.
But if you took the paycheck, boo.
If you took the paycheck, but just even the fact that you continued to host, I get it. Like, just say, you don't say you're doing this for the community. It's not for the community. You hosted it after. If it was for the community, you would have, like I just keep saying, you would have said, I'm not changing. Bye. I don't need this.
Yeah.
I'm bigger than this. I'm beyond this.
Well, we'll be interested to see what happens because
Good
he
luck, boo.
may have blackballed himself out of the industry.
I still love you.
Well,
Yeah.
we still,
And
we
I
still,
look at
we
your
still like you.
website.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks.
I can't wait.
Now, where can your fans find you, Courtney?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stuart Starlet.
Jesse?
At DJ Jesse J.
And you can find me at Dario Kristen on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you guys for tuning in to Black Hollywood Live this week. Don't forget to go vote for the buzzer meter question, which is, should Chris Brown quit music? We want to know what you guys have to say. We had a lot to say about that subject today. But be sure to tune in next week and we'll read the results. Have a great weekend. Woo, woo, woo.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Dario Kristen, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network. If you have questions or comments, tweet us at BHL Online or email us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. For more exclusive content, visit blackhollywoodlive.com. This has been a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network.
Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.